Welcome back, gang. It's Deltia from Deltiasgaming.com, and I'm here to bring back a series, Gamer to Gym Rat. Back in 2017, I decided to launch Gamer to Gym Rat with the intention of getting my crap together, both physically and mentally. I spent a year documenting a series of what this looks like, the ups and the downs, and the finished product. I eventually got burnt out on gaming and content creation and left for over 2.5 years. I'm going to tell you the story of what happened during that time, the ups and the downs. You're going to want to watch this series if you need a fire lit inside you to make a change. And no, this channel will not turn into a fitness channel. We'll always cover video games first. It's important that I share with you my passion, and that's Gamer to Gym Rat 2.0. This is my story and the future of the series. The most important thing I need to explain off the start is why I left ESO, why I left YouTube and content creation in general. Frankly, I screwed up a lot. In fact, I treated YouTube content creation, my website, more like a hobby than a job or a career. And in 2016, I became a father. This was the best thing to ever happen to me, and also the hardest. Up until this point, my priority has been very simple. Me, and a lot more me. When I held my son in my arms for the first time, everything changed. I immediately realized that this wasn't about me anymore. The fire was lit, but change was very slow at first. It was a colossal adjustment for me trying to balance being a father, a selfish one at that, running a business, having a social life, taking care of my health, etc. You get this. During about the last year when I was on YouTube making content creation, I used games as escapism. Isolated in my basement, mainly focused on getting away from my problems, not dealing with them. How do I know this? Well, gaming and the way I was using it was kind of like being in the eye of a hurricane. In the eye or the center of the hurricane, everything's calm, cool, easy, everything's good. Just outside of it, it's chaos. My health was a mess, my finances were a mess, my relationship was a mess, my website was a mess. Frankly, I was a hot mess express. And that's what prompted the idea for Gamer to Gym Rat. I knew that if I put myself out there and made a year-long series transforming myself and held myself accountable along with my viewers, I'd get it done. And being a father was the #1 priority, and I needed to get my crap together, not for me, for my son. And I knew if I focused on something, I'd get it done. I had that strength in the past, that tunnel vision. And that tunnel vision is exactly what I did with Gamer to Gym Rat. Focus solely on that, being a father as well. And I kind of left the passion for gaming, the reason I did it, the reason I started YouTube in the first place, about community entertainment and education, I left it all behind. Sure, I got six-pack abs and was shredded, but was it really worth it if I left everything I worked so hard to build behind? You see, at that point, I frankly didn't know how to be normal. I had no clue. It had been so many years since I worked a normal job, a normal schedule, did normal things, socialized in IRL. I was a little bit overwhelmed, to be honest. At the end of Gamer to Gym Rat, my plan and intention was to start a gym in Omaha, but quickly realized this would be a massive project and I wasn't willing to risk my family's livelihood on that. And frankly, I didn't have the experience or the skills to pull it off. I had a long, hard look in the mirror. Deltia, you are here with your life based on the decisions you've made up until this point. You're not a victim of your genetics, your childhood, what happened to you in the army. I made some bad decisions, but I had to go back to the drawing board and reprioritize what was the most important thing for me now. You see, my father, who we call Howie the Butcher, he wasn't a wealthy man, but his generosity knew no bounds. He's the type of father that would mow lawns for 5 hours after getting done with a 12-hour shift as a butcher in a freezing meat locker in the summer, just to be able to buy me tickets to take me to a football game. I never really appreciated that about my father until I became a father of my own. And he may not be a perfect man, but he always prioritized my needs above his own. And it was my turn to do the same thing for my son. And that's exactly what I did. Dolly Parton once said, "We cannot direct the wind, but we can adjust the sails." I needed to turn my ship around and make some changes. My whole life, I had priorities backwards. Now I was gonna focus on family first, health second, community third, career fourth, and last, little old Deltia me. If I asked myself at that time, about 2018, what was I missing in my life, sure, I was in shape, but I was disconnected socially with my friends. I needed to renew relationships in the real world. And I didn't feel a part of my local community, so I needed to get a real job and start from scratch, learning to fit in to a normal schedule and really normal life. I knew a couple of things about myself, my strengths. I'm really good at teaching. I love it. It comes natural, and I'm so enthusiastic about learning. I can't wait to share it with other people. 2, I love health and wellness, and I learned all these things along my own personal journey that I could share with other people. And 3, I love working with someone one-on-one and seeing that passion inside them light up. So I made a plan to get education and try my luck at personal training, and eventually led to health coaching. I became a certified personal trainer, helping folks in my spare time, and then became a board-certified health coach, passing a national exam. I worked in a hospital setting for a while, helping folks make changes, and found it deeply rewarding. I shifted my focus instead of self-acquisition and achievement to helping others. The more I helped other people, the more things improved for me. I was even selected for the Mental Health Advisory Board appointed by the governor of Nebraska. I started to build momentum and change my approach to life, balancing all aspects, and I learned usually one aspect of your life is always out of balance and requires some shifting. More on that later. My family life and relationships transformed over years. I spent every weekend with my son and wife doing quote-unquote normal things. We went to the zoo, we went to museums, we went to vacations, football games. Heck, I even became a hippie and started meditating in the forest. I was even preparing for my first men's physique competition at the amateur level. I started coaching myself with all the things I've learned up to that point and got in very good shape. I was at 7% body fat according to the bod pod results at the Air Force Base near my home. It was 12 weeks out from my first competition. I use these tools from health coaching and personal training, believe it or not, some from gaming and all the experience, but, well, ran into some bumps in the road. I had an old injury from the military on my right arm, some nerve issues. It would constantly go numb, especially when I gripped or did overhead pressing motions, especially bench press. I had a nerve surgery, well, actually 2. The final one actually moved my ulnar nerve inside to my elbow. I had to remain in a splint/cast for about 8 weeks and couldn't lift for months. I still did legs, cardio, stayed in shape, and returned to lifting once the neurologist gave me the green light. Sadly, after rehab, the surgery didn't complete the issue, and my hand was just getting worse every time I lifted. I had to pivot to doing something else, other activities like cycling, running, and more on that later. But I haven't really gotten to this. If everything was sunshine and rainbows, why did I come back to YouTube and content creation? The answer is this. I got an email to come on a podcast about ESO, and I accepted, and what happened next changed everything. Deltiasgaming emailed me requesting to join their ESO podcast. Usually the email account I had active gets filtered and sent to spam, but somehow this one got through. Call it fate. I messaged him back and said I haven't been playing in over 2 years and have no clue anything about the game. He didn't care and wanted to catch up with how I was doing. I was debating it, but said, well, what the heck? I like talking to people, so let's do it. I was surprisingly ambushed in a positive way about a series of content creators that I inspired. In fact, they left me a series of messages in some videos, and what happened next moved me to tears. You see, I thought I needed to leave content creation in order to make a larger impact, but this was not the case. I just needed to get my head on straight, balance aspects of my life, and I could have had a dramatic impact on people from all over the world. Randomly, I said, what the hell, let's dig out the old webcam, keyboard, and whatnot, and stream on YouTube randomly. No one's gonna watch it anyways, right? Well, people did, and I jumped into PvP, of course, Cyrodiil, was having fun, and people flooded to the chat, old folks who have been following me since 2014. We chatted, got caught up, and I remembered why I started streaming and doing content in the first place. It's about sharing my enthusiasm, my excitement with other people that love it just as much as me, and we form a community together. From there, things escalated pretty quickly, and I said, well, let's do a charity live stream as a way to give back for all the things I've taken in the past. I was still currently working a full-time job, but took some vacation time. I chose the Fisher House Foundation because one opened where I live in Omaha, Nebraska, and it's a great way to give back for something I believe in, especially being an Army military veteran. We ended up raising $10,000 for the Fisher House Foundation in a week with a 24-hour charity live stream. I actually stayed up for about 36 hours, but that's another story. I got up the next day. I said to my wife, let me go after it one more time. I don't want to piss away all I've built. I don't want to throw it all away, all the people away. Let me treat this like a career, like a calling that I was destined to do, rather than a hobby that generates some income. If I screw up and don't make it, I can always come crawling back and get a job. One more shot. She agreed, and here we are. Since mid-February 2021, we're rocking and rolling. So now what? Very rarely do people in life get as many chances as I've had, and I'm not going to screw this one up. This time, we're going all the way. It's taken me a while to find that fire to do another Gamer to Gym Rat series. What I plan on doing is showing you all the things I've learned over the years in managing myself. Diet, exercise, physical health, mental health, staying active in your community, feeling like you belong, and using games for entertainment like they're meant to be, not escapism. I can speak from personal experience. We'll explore how to set up a diet properly, holding yourself accountable, and we might even explore different types of exercises like jiu-jitsu, judo, boxing, cycling, and who knows what else. And most importantly, light that fire and show you my ups and downs as I work through a goal of completing a 50-mile bike race in Colorado in 2022. Surprisingly, the things we learn as gamers can translate into other aspects of your life. If you're good at one thing, you can be good at another. It's the same process. If this sounds good to you, hit that subscribe, hit that like button, turn alerts on, and buckle up for Gamer to Gym Rat 2.0. Thanks for watching.